Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kampala Spaces, a podcast that is going to show you how to build your Airbnb business from the ground up. And currently, at this moment, we have a guest. I do not want to take the honors of introducing her. I feel like I will do her a huge disservice. But she is very good at what she does. She's Happy Miller. She has been in the Airbnb industry for about 3 years. So, yes, welcome, Happy Miller.
Thank you very much, Julie.
So, who's Happy Miller?
Happy Mmila is a CEO and a co-founder of Mmila Technology and Ivy Rose Luxury Apartment.
Okay.
I've been in the Airbnb space for over 3 years, and I've been a professional Airbnb coach for 2 years, and I've pioneered the first Airbnb physical masterclass in Uganda, and I've done so far 2 physical masterclasses, and I've impacted a lot of business and a lot of people. I've guided them on how to start the business, and I think I have a community of around 100 to 150 people who are in the same business.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I usually, when I am talking to a host or somebody in the similar business setting, I love to know how they started this business. How was it before? How did you start? I think it is something that our audience would love to know. Yeah. So how did you start?
I started Airbnb business way before I started my business. I was employed as an Airbnb manager.
Okay.
And then when I was employed as an Airbnb manager, I worked for, I think it must have been close to 8 months, if I'm not mistaken. And we had a small misunderstanding with my boss, and I was fired.
Oh, wow.
When I was fired from my business, because if I look back in my journal, I wrote, I think it's around 2015, 2017, I had put it down that I want to own an Airbnb. So I wouldn't be comfortable to explain the nitty-gritty, but I was fired.
Okay.
And after that, because I had a dream of how to start my Airbnb business, and because I really thank her for giving me the portfolio to manage her business, because then I was able to learn. I was able, as a manager, you're able to know how the cleaning services are done.
Yeah.
I was able to know how to check in and check out a guest. I was able to manage the communication between the property and the guests. I was able to do everything that a manager would be doing. So when it came to me starting my Airbnb business,
Yeah.
it wasn't really hard because I was already in the business, and I started my business 1 month after I was fired.
Okay.
And at that point, I did not have the money to start my own Airbnb because it was very expensive.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at Kololo. I had the money to pay rent for actually 3 months, but I did not have the money to pay for 4 months. I remember vividly walking to my landlord, and I was like, I have money for 3 months. She even looked at me and she said, are you sure you will be able to pay me rent per month? I remember telling her that, Mom, do not worry.
Yeah.
I promise you, I will do my best to pay rent.
Oh,
she was like,
wow.
okay, let me give you a benefit of a doubt. So from there, I had a 1-bedroom condo in Kololo Hill Drive. Now I've paid rent.
Yeah.
The next thing is to furnish. Where is the money to furnish?
Oh,
And
wow.
at that point, I did not have the money. So I had like 1 million, 2.5. As far as I remember, like 2.5, not maximum than that. I have to furnish. I have to put everything in the house ready for a client to come. I've paid rent. If I take longer, my rent is going to start moving.
Yeah.
So normally they give us 15 to a month when you pay rent for you to furnish. So what I did is honestly, it was, I wanted to go and borrow money, but I'm not really comfortable with borrowing. But even the very few people that I approached, they were like, what do you mean Airbnb? where will you get clients? I'm like, guys, I've worked as a manager and these are the books, business work. They're like, happy, no, we are not sure how this is going to really happen. And I really completely understand their doubt, because I mean, if you do not understand Airbnb, it's very hard for someone to give you money unless you've been in it and you're able to verify. So from there, I said, what next? No one is going to borrow me money. I have a house. I have to start. The business has to move on.
True.
What do I do? So what I did, I went to my house, looked at my house, my personal house, said, what do I have? I have a nice sofa. I have a TV. It was, I think, 43-inch. I'm like, I have a TV. I have glasses. I have a couple of things. I have a bed. I'm like, so what do we do? I take out the bed.
I'm assuming you carried all your things that went.
I literally moved everything from my past, including the carpets.
Oh, wow.
So I was sitting down on a lesu. I gave up everything to start my business. And I really thank God that the last day I finished, like, to put every necessity in the house, I got a client for 2 months who was paying me $1,200. And so this client kept telling me, because this client, again, was a recommendation from a friend. And I had told him that, I'm starting. I don't really have a lot of things, but I am really willing to improve. So once he paid me, I added things. He liked coffee, so I had to get a coffee maker. I had to get a blender. I had to get a fan, because I did not have it. I had to get a fan. And I kept improving, because he was paying me. And so the money he was giving me, I kept reinvesting it back to the business. And if you look at how my first unit was, it didn't look like that right now. Because then I remember where the TV is. I just got a carpenter and put 3 white board to put a remote and something. But now we've renovated it to a whole TV unit. And the unit has improved over time. The bed that I had from my house, I had to take it back, and I got a new bed. We got new mattresses. We literally got everything new, because then we were able to recover and get the return on investment. Basically, that's how Ivy Rose Luxury Apartment was formed, from 1 property to almost 10 property this year.
So congratulations, by the way. I think in our personal conversations, you told me that your target is to have about 15 properties. So so most people currently, the Airbnb hosts, are entering into the Airbnb market without owning property. What do you think is your business model? And like, what has been working for you that has led you start from 1 property to now 10, and in the future, probably 15?
Actually, that was me up to last year with the 15 number. I knew this number was going to change, because it's getting close. I actually think I'm hoping for maybe 50 all over the world. I'm going to be all over the world. But what has led me to move from 1 property to other property, knowing that a lot of people currently, I am hearing, they sell their Airbnbs, it's not making money. And then someone is going to be like, is this girl even telling us the truth?
The truth, I know, right?
I'm like, yeah, but my issue is, Julie, before actually I forget the question, how do I move from 1 property to like many other properties that I want? Along the way, I had partners, and along the way, I found a very, very, very good mentor.
Oh, wow.
I am really sad that he has not yet allowed me to share his name to the public, but I have my mentor who is a businessman. And when my mentor came into my life, he came when I had 3 houses. And when he came, he sat me down. And I will never forget the first word he told me: I want to teach you how to become wealthy and not rich. And he said, I know a lot of you young people, when you start making money, you're going to start rushing. I want to buy a car.
I want to buy
I
a
want
car.
to buy the Chanel bag. I want to buy the shoes I've never had the money to buy. So he said, Happy, slow down. You're not going to do any of those things. You're going to work, and I'm here as your mentor. I will guide you. I'll be available when you ever need my help. But also, he just didn't become a mentor to me. He also became a business partner to me.
Oh, wow.
I would not want to say that I have been able to achieve more than 9 properties, or these 9 properties that we have currently on my own. No, it has been me with my mentor. So me and my mentor, we go half-half. He says, Happy, we're going to invest in this house. How much is the cost of investment?
Yeah.
For example, maybe $4,000.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to bring 2,000. I'm going to bring 2,000. And then we're going to run the business. And then when it comes to profit, we share the profit half-half.
Oh, wow.
Which made a lot of sense to me. And also it helped me to grow. You see, once you're willing to grow, there are certain sacrifices that you have to take.
Yeah.
And you always have to ask yourself, are these sacrifices improving my business, hindering my business, or these sacrifices are going to help me to grow from one property to another property? Because, Julie, I've met a lot of people who are always like, I want to start these things myself. Number one, if you have the money,
yeah, well and good.
Yeah. But also having another business partner has helped me to become responsible. He's very tough.
And very accountable.
Very accountable. He'll be like, yes, we made this money. Can you give me the accountability? How did we reach to making a profit this month to maybe $400? How are we making now $200? What really happened? Can you be accountable? So I was accountable to him. And I knew when I brought him into my business, my business was going to grow. Because look at the biggest investors or the biggest business owners. Some of them, they do not own those business alone. Alone is very hard to move.
Oh, yeah.
Because you need all the financial muscles. True. You need everything to move. But when you have a partner, your partner helps you to grow. So it is very important. You have to be very, very, very careful on who you choose or on who you select to be your partner. Because your partner can either build your business or break your business to completely zero. And for my case, my business partner has helped me to build my business to even, he's a man that normally he will tell me, tell me, what do you think? How do we make this business more? How do we make more money from this business? There are times I got properties outside Kololo. I'll be like, I want to go to Nakasero, to what? And he sat me down. He listened to me. And he told me, no, you're not ready to go out. You're going to stay in Kololo until you master Kololo. You understand it very well. You make enough money. Then I'll allow you. For now, I don't want you to stress your resources to go to this area. No. Yeah. Now you're going to stay in one area. At times, this decision were very hard to accept. But you see, I accepted him to become my mentor.
Yeah.
And he has been in business longer than me. Yeah. And he understands. He's not in the Airbnb space, but he's in other business. And he understands this business terms and strategies very well. Yeah. So when he told me that, painful, I accepted. But eventually over time, I came to realize what he was meaning. Because all our properties are in one area, one location. It's very easy for us in terms of operation to manage, to handle issues, and even to take care of any other issue that may arise. It's quick for me to run to Kololo. Vis-a-vis if you have a property in many other places, where in future now, after we have strongly built and everything, then we can move to like other places. Sorry.
No worries. So,
sorry,
it's okay.
So my praying time at midday.
So do you want to pray? Do you want us to pause and pray?
Yes.
Okay. It's okay. She can pray, but I will need the behind the scenes. You'll edit it how you want it. Okay.
So cut this.
No, it's okay. You will. Do you want to cut it?
You're the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
I feel like it's okay.
Thank you for the hour
Yeah.
between 12 and 3. And get this time into your hand. May we will be on earth as it is in heaven. Give you honor and glory for this podcast that I am today. I pray for favor, pray for understanding, and pray for wisdom. And Heavenly Father, thank you for the tripods that are broken. I pray that I'll be able to replace them and fix them. You are my Father. I love you so much. And I thank you for this opportunity. I bless your name, Jesus Christ, my name. We pray. Amen.
Amen.
That's my midday get praying. Let me even put these things in.
So you have touched on something that's very important to me, because when you look at my business model, it's more of a partnership with already existing Airbnb hosts. Now, in your case, you have a mentor. If somebody is to start an Airbnb business, it could be maybe rental arbitrage or just, I don't know, leveraging on existing Airbnb hosts. If they're looking for a partner, what is the criteria? What is the benchmark of getting that partner that will build you and not break you?
One, when you're getting your partner. Now, in my case, you need to pray. You need to first pray. I know this might sound crazy, but if whatever religion you are,
Yeah.
you need to pray.
Yeah.
Mine, I am sharing the strategies that have helped me. So pick the things that work for you. Others that do not work, I'm okay with you not taking it. Number one, you have to pray.
Yeah.
You have to pray to get the right person. But also number two, you have to look at this person. You know, you can tell someone who is coming to invest in the business
Yeah.
that you already have. You can speak to them first, understand them. Is their vision and expectation aligning with your expectation?
Yeah.
If you're selling to them their vision, do they also see that vision the same way you see it? They might not be able at the same level,
Yeah.
maybe, but do they understand the vision?
Yeah.
And are they willing to go with you? Because there were days where we did not make money. And I remember there was a time we didn't have a client, and I walked to his office and I was crying. He was like, "Happy, why are you crying?" I'm like, "We don't have clients. I am struggling." He said, "But that's part of the business." He was able to lift me up and give me moral support and said, "Happy, that's part of the business. Today you don't have a client. It's part of the business.
Yeah.
Today we have a client and we've made money before. So what makes you think it's going to be straight all the time you're going to make?" So you need that someone that can tell you the truth, someone that sees the vision.
Yeah.
After you tell him the vision, and they are willing to work with you in the vision. But also you need someone who is clear. What do I mean by clarity? You know, you might have a mentor, and you know, having a mentor is a very fancy thing. You know, sometimes people just say, "I have a mentor," and this mentor,
And they're not doing anything at all.
they've not heard from you. They don't know what you do. They barely even understand what you do. Now, when it comes to a business partner, they might not understand what you do, but at least they will have interest.
Yeah.
And when they have a little bit of interest, that means they will understand. They might not understand things to the nitty-gritty, but there are certain things they will understand which could help both of you to improve the business. I remember another thing that my mentor, he phoned me one day coming from Acacia Mall buying toilet paper. And he was like, "Happy, we need to get a manager. I do not want to see you ever walking to Acacia Mall and buy toilet paper for clients."
I love your mentor.
And I was like, he was like, "Yeah, it's time for you to stop. You've been doing this." At that point, I think we had grown to 5 apartments. He's like, "We've been doing this. We've grown. You need now to find someone who can take care of these things as you take care of other things that are going to help us to make more money."
Very true. If you don't mind me cutting you short. So I think this is where it's important that when you're scaling a business, you need to put systems whereby you have to remove yourself from the business, and you, like, the business operates without you. So take me through how did it feel like setting up systems, and what systems were those?
Number one for me was to get a manager. My manager My manager runs the check-in, check-out of the client. He manages the cleaning team. He does manage like a lot of things for between the client and to make sure the client, they have a comfortable stay. And then me from the upper part, I still oversee the Airbnb app. He is a co-host, so I still manage my communication. My response time is quite very fast compared to him. Though sometimes if I'm offline, he gets to check. And if he normally sees I've not replied in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, he knows that I'm not with my phone. So he will quickly run and reply. So one of the things that I do, I still manage the communication from the Airbnb. And then when there is further communication, maybe we're saying, can I have your WhatsApp number? Maybe we give you more information about the house or anything, then that goes to the manager.
Oh, wow.
If the cleaning needs to be done after 2 days, we have a process that we follow. Every after 2 days, manager will send the message to these people that in 2 days we have cleaning, but if you're okay, we are always here. You can always let us know. So I no longer have to worry that, oh, the client is in the room. Is the house clean? Do they need cleaning? No, those are not now my worry. Now those are under the manager. And then another system that we have put into Ivy Rose, and it has helped us to be where we are, is we training. It's very important for you to train your staff. We often employ people and we leave everything. Now I have a manager, I am going on vacation, I'm going to do other things, and I'm not paying attention to this. But you forget, now to me, that's my business. It's my primary source of income. I have to look at it. We have to grow it. We have to make sure we have over 150 reviews on Airbnb. We are still ranked at 4.8. It does not come as a surprise because we have put in the effort. Every after 2 months, we have to train our staff from the manager to the cleaning team. We get a time, we get off business, and we get a day and we train them. Not only training them on the current trends, the marketing, because you realize if my manager is not there, a cleaner can communicate to the client. So you want to speak to this cleaner to know when it's a client, how do I communicate with him? How do I handle issue professionally? You know, all these things are included. So that's why for us at Ivy Rose, training for our staff, it remains one of our top priorities. And we know where Ivy Rose is, it was not just Happy's initiative. It's an initiative of my whole team. It's an initiative of Joffrey. It's an initiative of Ivan. It's an initiative of Mirembe. It's an initiative of Asaf. It's an initiative of the whole team. There are other people behind that are guiding this team. And we know we would not be there
without
if the team was not there. So right now I can travel and be outside the country for a month, and I know the business is still running. And if you go to our reviews, that's why you would see reviews like Happy and Joffrey. Joffrey is my manager. You will see Happy and Asaf. Asaf is part of our team. You would see people mentioning names. You're probably asking yourself, who are these men? But those are part of our team. And why do clients feel they have to mention them? Because they have been able to interact with guests and they have done exceptional well. And so part of the things that you have to consider, or systems that you have to put that are supposed to help you, if you are an individual and you have more than one property, some of them even have one property, and you know, I cannot handle this, please get someone who is going to help you to do the work, and you focus on something else. Because without forgetting, Airbnb, the heart of this business is review. The higher your reviews, the more bookings you have. And the bad your reviews are, the less your house will show, and then the lower income.
Okay, that's really beautiful. I want us to go slightly back. So imagine there's this person wants to enter into the Airbnb business. This person has furnished her or his apartment very beautifully. So how does that person get clients? How does he market? So I want you to relate to your experience. How do you get your clients?
Actually, it's a question that a lot of people always ask me, but believe me or not, 90% of our clients are actually coming through the Airbnb app. Actually, I'm on VRBO too, but I'm not on booking.com. And most people are like, how are you not on booking.com? Hear me out. I know booking.com makes money, but it didn't work out for me.
Me too, it didn't work out for me.
It didn't work out for me because it's one thing for a guest to block my calendar and says they're coming to pay in cash.
I know,
and it's
right?
another thing for them to cancel one day before. And then I block my calendar for 18 days.
Yes.
Make it make sense that you've cancelled one day before.
I know.
So that didn't rhyme well with me. And I like the Airbnb apps because of that. Specifically, if you cancel before that, there's payment.
There's a cancellation fee.
But also I feel like booking.com, the fact that you have an option to pay in cash, that didn't really work well with me. Though I am thinking, because I've been studying that, I said I will not get into that app until I study it well and I see a way that I could get money. So I am still studying it, and I'm thinking I'm convinced at 40%. So if I reach 50, I'll launch my houses on Airbnb, on booking.com. But how do I get clients? Number one, on Airbnb, what you show in the picture should always be exactly the same thing when a client reaches there.
Yes.
Now, another thing, we do not sell furnished house because everyone has a furnished house. We do sell experience. We are so big on customer experience.
Oh, wow.
So when you come to our property, we pay attention. I always tell my manager, your ears have to be open. You need to hear. For example, if you've gone to clean and you hear guests saying, oh, we are really happy if we'd get a local food. Where can we get a local food? Quickly, send me a message. Happy, we need these guests, maybe they need something like a local food. Quickly, make a recommendation. Be like, hi, sorry, we overheard you talking about this. We can actually recommend for you a very good place where you can have local food. Now, when they also send messages, your response time has to be on top of your game. When they send a message, you have to respond quickly, because no one wants to stay with a host who they send a message and you reply after an
response.
hour. Number two, when you're in Airbnb, we said number one, the pictures have to look exactly at how the house is. Number two is your response rate has to be high. And also number three, pay attention to the messages that the client are sharing. The client has told you, I'm coming to Uganda for the first time. I am excited to stay at your house. As a host, how do you want to use this information? You want to make sure that they are going to have a first time, very good experience. So what we do at Ivy Rose, first of all, you'll find a welcoming board. Welcome Mr. John for the very first time in Uganda.
Hold on. You see the meeting that we had then, I think you're on the call and you were telling Geoffrey, make sure you go buy a bouquet of flowers. That was like, who does that?
So when you say you come for the first time, and when you're leaving, we'll find something like, those small maps of Uganda from cultural heritage. That is 5,000, guys. That's what it's called, customer experience. We go above and beyond.
Extra mile.
When someone comes and say, happy, me and my wife are celebrating our anniversary and we're very excited we are coming. Or believe me, when you come to Ivy Rose, number one, you find a bouquet of flower. That's very true. And on top of that, you'll find a card. And it will be like, hi, Mr. So-and-so, we wish you a happy anniversary and thank you so much for staying at your house. Tell me, because the customer experience it goes way from the time a client made a fat reservation to the time they check out. How do they feel after staying at your property? We always want to make sure that the client feel exceptional well. So part of our marketing tool is to offer exceptional customer experience. And if you go through Ivy Rose, you will see reviews like, I found my name on the board. So one of the clients calls me and is like, I don't know what you're teaching your team. They just wrote to him, welcome to your new home, I think, Mr. So-and-so. And he was like, okay, I know I'm renting, but the way they said welcome to my new home is like I bought it, but it made me feel good. So we collect those feedback. And over time, the experience we offer to our client has proven to be one of our marketing strategy. Not only that, now that has helped us to now have a high level of returning clients.
Yeah.
The happier client they are, the more referral,
True.
the more brand ambassador you have to yourself. In December, we have one client, shout out to Martha. She brought for us 5 clients. Martha brings all her friends. Whenever they're like, where do you want to stay in Uganda? Martha is like, Happy's apartment. So at some point we found ourselves, we have high levels of returning client because of the service that we offer. But also another tool that has helped us to market our property very well is constructive feedback. I would call that as a tool of marketing, because when people give us feedback, we don't just take the feedback, we work on the feedback.
Yeah, true.
And when they come the next time, they find their house has been worked based on the feedback they provided. There's some feedback we can work on, there's some we can't, and we'll be very honest to share it with you. Now, other client will tell you, Happy, the next time when we come, can you extend the charging port next to the bed? So we would find a way and make sure we have the charging ports around the bed.
True.
So the next time they come, so that keeps them excited.
Yeah.
They're like, there's
like,
a thing.
Like the building with you.
Yes, they're like, we always come here and then you're not like any other host. You always give you feedback and you would work on those feedback.
Yeah.
And then you find, there are different things that they will tell you. And over time, these feedback have acted as a tool that has given us a lot of clients. And also, if you want to be on Airbnb, you want to make sure that you're active on that app. The Airbnb algorithm knows when you are logging in, when you're not out. So if you're going to leave it for 5 days and you're going to be doing other things, the algorithm is showing that you're not active.
Yeah.
So they give clients to people who are active. Yeah. Because also, remember, the more you make money, the more they make money. So they want to work with hosts who are active. They want to work with hosts who have good reviews. Yeah. They want to work with hosts who are quick in responding. They want to work with hosts who their houses are spotless. They are clean. They want to work with hosts who offer experience. Because the more money you make, they also make money. So until you understand that, then an Airbnb platform will work for you. But provided you don't pay attention to that thing, Airbnb can become a nightmare to you.
That's very true. Thank you so much. Now, you have been in the Airbnb business for about 3 years. And within those 3 years, we have about 10 Airbnbs.
Yes.
In the same time frame, you have hosted so far 2 masterclasses, which I believe is a value addition to your brand. Now, my next question to you is, how profitable is Airbnb in Kampala?
Airbnb in Kampala is profitable, depending on how you want to handle it. You see, being in the Airbnb space, people sent me a lot of videos, and one of the videos that someone shared with me, my friend Laura, recently, she sent me a video where someone is like, I have a declutter, and every time we declutter things, it seems to be Airbnb people. Number one, Julie, you cannot enter in a business if you do not understand it. Hear me out. Number one.
I beg to differ, because how I entered into the Airbnb, I did not understand it. It was just like strategies, like, okay, how am I going to start?
But yours is different, Julie. You are connecting hosts to now the client. So this is slightly different.
Yeah.
Here, someone wants to start an Airbnb, and only what they know is, we are going to make money. I'm going to invest 5 million, and then in 1 month, I'll be driving a Benz. I'll be earning $20,000. They have all these sorts of expectations.
Yeah.
And all the time, I feel it's because they have not received the training and understand the Airbnb properly. The fully furnished business properly, a rent-to-rent business model properly. So then they could launch their Airbnb.
Yeah.
You find someone goes to a location with a very bad road and everything, and they're like, because the rent is 200,000, I'm going to put up my Airbnb here. But forgetting that A road is one of the considerations.
Yes, true.
Your neighborhood is one of the considerations.
Very true.
So many people went into the Airbnb space because they were told you're going to make very quick money. So there are certain things that they have left behind. They haven't paid attention, and that has costed them a lot of money, or even the whole business. So I always tell people, why don't you look for someone who can train you before you enter in the business? Before you make a decision that I want to join this business, can you get someone to train you and tell you the nitty-gritty of the business and make you understand the repercussion, the challenges, the ups and downs of the business, how long it's going to take you to make return to investment, how much money should you invest, what are the areas you should invest, what are the months that are good for you to start an Airbnb business. And I feel like that's what people are lacking. And just because of that, people have failed to make profit out of Airbnb business. Because I will not share how much we make. We do make profit, but it's because we've understood the business and we pay attention to certain strategies that you need to when you're starting your property. So I would say, if you want to venture into an Airbnb business for it to become profitable, if you're willing to invest 10 million, be willing to invest to a coach who is going to train you.
But let's first debunk. Is 10 million even enough to furnish an apartment? Because I feel like
that's just an example. I mean, it's just an example. It might not be 10 million. I'm just giving, whatever money, but it's above 10 million.
Oh, yes, it's above 10. It cannot be below 10
It cannot be below. So whatever amount of money you want to invest, at least invest in knowledge first. Be comfortable that I understand everything. Then go. There are actually very many coaches in Uganda that teach about Airbnb. Reach out to this coach. Talk to them. Let them train you. You can reach out to me because now I even train people outside Uganda. Recently, I'm from training a team from Botswana. They are starting an Airbnb in Botswana. So, and you might say, maybe Coach Happy is expensive. Look for the guys. I want you to know there are many coaches in Airbnb. I personally have trained other 2 Airbnb coaches. And if you ever need their numbers, I'm more than happy to share. Because also sometimes it gets overwhelmed because I have a high number. Personally, I actually charge $150, which...
Value
it's
for
going to go to $250, and this is one-on-one Airbnb. And this is when you pay for this money, I get to train you. I get to even co-host with you for 1 month into the Airbnb. I co-host with you. Why am I co-hosting with you? So that because I can teach you, but there are other things you will need to learn physically as they go on the app. So I believe once I stay with you on the app and you receive your 3 good reviews, I leave you when you are a 5-star host. Anything that happens after that, I will be disappointed. If the rate I left, I will come back to 3 rating. So basically, Airbnb business is profitable, but you need to understand it. You need to invest in learning and you need to invest in research. And once you miss these 2 things and you just start, because everyone is saying there's a lot of money, you will invest it. You will invest maybe $12,000, and in a month you get losses. You get. I've had people saying, "Oh, I'm looking at investing maybe for example, 10 million, and I think in the first month I'll get a profit of 3 million back." I'm like, show me that business, because I would love to do that.
I know, right?
Because it's not like that. But you find people have lied and think some content have come as, when you're in Airbnb business, you can buy a car in 1 month. You can buy your dream property in 1 month. I've never said that in one of my video, but I don't think that's true. Completely.
To be honest, it's not true. Me, myself, with my business model and how I started, because my initial investment was 800K in just content creation, like me connecting clients to hosts like you, but also host to clients. My initial investment was 800K. I did not make that money back in the first month, not even in the second month. Third month, that's when I saw the Lord coming through. And we have been to be honest, doing very well. Now,
Yes.
now this brings me to what we're speaking about, the Airbnb masterclass. I want, I honestly, I understand that you have two masterclasses, but I believe there's a story behind that masterclass. I want you to share what you told me. This, and then we'll discuss more on this masterclass.
Yeah. So I wanted to always start a masterclass. I don't know how other people do these things, but it's scary if you've never done it for the first time. First, you're asking, will people come?
Happy, I know it's scary. Even just having this podcast, it's scary.
Yes, you're asking yourself, will people come? Is it going to work? Yes, I've analyzed there's a gap in the market, but there's a gap is there, but will people come? I was like, okay. So when I wanted to start the first Airbnb masterclass,
we shall not name names.
Yes, yes. I went around. I reached out to few people who I found in the market because these people had existed before me and they were doing very well. Well, I reached out. When I reached out to the person I reached out, he was like, "No, I'm not gonna do this with you." Honestly, I was with my friend Elsie when I made that call.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. I was like, okay, this one has refused to work with me. What can I do? You know, because people these days say the more you have a higher followings, you're more likely to have a higher number.
Yeah.
And so he didn't even want to listen. I was like, okay, this one has failed. Elsie was like, don't worry, it's going. We'll figure this out. I'm really happy with the friends that I have around me. They somehow always find a way of encouraging me. They're like, no, don't worry, it's okay. To another one, we'll do it. We'll figure this out. So I went. I think I was with one of my friend again, and I won't mention his name because
no. Let's not mention.
as I'm telling him about the Airbnb business, I want to do a masterclass. So he asked me, what's your expectation? I'm like, 50 people. He laughs. He's like, what makes you think you're going to have 50 people? I was like, well, I'm a good coach. I've coached. I started marketing myself to him. And then he said, Happy, let me lower your expectation. I think give yourself 30 people. It's like, oh, let me tell you, Julie, when he told me that, I was like, no, it's going to be 50 people, we'll be fully booked. It was like, I just want you to be realistic because this is a first class and he's done events before. He's like, so you need to lower your expectation. I was like, oh, okay. But somehow I've realized sharing what you want to do with quite a lot of people, sometimes it can get discouraged.
Yes.
So sometimes when you have a vision and you want to start, share it with very close people to you and let it remain there, because these people, and share it with your close people that are willing to tell you, you know,
and
what
who
happened?
are like-minded.
We think true. Here you will make money. We here change. We think you're not going to make. So some people had shared their comment with me, and that comment had put me back to zero. I won't even lie, I'm admitting. And when they were like, I was like, no, I will not do the masterclass. Maybe another time. I was like, maybe not this time. And for real, I was like, I will leave it, because also there was just to give you like also a bit of a background. Before I wanted this masterclass, I attended the Side Hustle masterclass and Coach Marjolin was there. And she was like, you have very good content. I think you should start a masterclass. I had it in mind, but she was like, and then I told her, I had it in mind, I'd do it in August. She was like, what do you mean?
Do it now.
From February to August, Happy? I remember there was Audrey, there was Coach Marjolin, there was Rachel. So they were all like, what do you mean August? Because, for me, before I used to give myself long time, because I know, mentally, no one is going to put me on stress. It's going to be in August, so we are in Feb. So no one is going to put me on pressure. So when they told me, okay, you need to do it far, like more closer, because there is a need in the market. Because even when I presented in that masterclass, I had a lot of people coming to me and asking me questions. So there was a lot of interest. So coming back to where I told people, and then everyone, their voice have started coming to. I'm like, no, okay. No, I'll not do it. The masterclass between May and June. Let me do it in December. In fact, in my brain, I was like, December. And then I was relaxed. 1 week, I'm like, I'm not doing anything. 1 week, I'm like, yeah. Hey, they told me I'm not popular. So I don't know how many people I'm going to attract, how many people I'm going to speak to. And it's true. My Instagram numbers are not like in 10,000. I have like 2,000 people. So they're like, one day when I was walking, I'm a Christian woman, and I just had the Holy Spirit telling me, I gave you something to start and you want to stop because of what people have told you.
Yeah.
That inner voice came out so loud to an extent I was walking. I almost sat down and be like, and I was like, you know, you want to like say, I couldn't even argue. What I did, I went on with the procedure of starting the class. I remember a very good friend of mine, the CEO of Brand Mechanics, Mr. Edwin Sempewa.
Yeah.
He told me, go pay for the hotel. Once you pay for, he actually was supposed to do branding. He said, I'm not going to do branding for you until you pay for the hotel. Then I asked him, why? He said, when you pay for the hotel, there's no comeback. You will have to make,
turning back.
No turning back.
Very true.
So I was like, oh, okay. He said, until you pay for the hotel, then come, let's talk about the branding.
Yeah.
So I confidently went and paid for the hotel. And it's true. When I paid for the hotel,
there was no
I was like, there is no turning back. So I went to him, he asked me, did you pay for the hotel? I was like, now let's talk branding. So we talked brand. So, and shockingly, when you put out the first poster, it went, so many people started reaching out. And then I think the first 5 days, we had like 10 people who had paid already.
Yeah.
And then the second week, we shot a video with Zeus Content Studio.
The agency.
Yes. So we shot a video. After we shot a video, that video went viral. So I think it's my first video where I saw 14K, and I was like, oh, these things can happen.
Was it on TikTok?
Yes. I was like, these things can happen. What do you mean 14K?
14K. And it's a milestone.
Even people who had never, we last talked in high school, they started reaching out. Oh, happy we saw your video. I mean, I'm so proud of you. I remember Dida and Mmila, my sister. I'm sure she would not mind if I mention her. She called me. She's like, my sister, I am so proud of you.
We are seeing
you're doing a good job. We are seeing your video. We are seeing your video. And after that video, we continue sharing the information. And believe me, one day before the day of the masterclass, we were fully booked. Our target was 50 people. One day before the actual masterclass, 50 people were done. Now the issue came. 50 people, the number is done. So we said we were...
It's okay.
We said we were fully booked. We said...
answer that.
Oh, God. Yeah, I will call her. Michelle. Hi, babe. I'm in a meeting. Can I call you back? Kale, babe. How do I put silence in this phone that don't have button?
Just
you know, this one.
Give him. He's going to help you with it.
Yeah, and this one, just make sure it doesn't distract us.
It's okay. He will do the editing.
Yeah. So, one day before the event, we are fully booked.
Yeah.
We are sending out the information. We are sold out. I received a shock of my life. The day we said
the guy came.
No, the day we said we're sold out, that's the day everyone else says we want to come to the masterclass. So we are receiving call at 2. When we start receiving call, my friend Laura, she was helping me and she was like, Happy, we can no longer receive people. Do you understand the room can accommodate 50 people? And I'm like, but Laura, what can we do? And she's like, you need to start telling people we're actually fully booked and we don't have space. That day we slept at 2. And believe me, at 2 o'clock, we still had people saying, we've just seen this poster now and the masterclass is tomorrow. we are coming. And that's how really the first edition of the masterclass, which we pioneered, went there was no space to sit. I told people
and this was at Fairway.
Yes, wow. I told them, guys, we don't have space. Yeah. They were like, happy we'll stand. And as a host, I was not comfortable for people to stand, but they were like, happy, we will stand. You've told us it's sold out. We know. You've told us the space is not available. Actually, my team, they had to stand. The seats were taken by everyone.
Yeah.
And that's how, and when we start to that masterclass, we knew the value that we wanted to share with the people. Me, myself, as an Airbnb coach. We also had Georgina, who was sharing about the interior design.
Yes.
We also have Vanessa, so the masterclass was so impactful. And from there, we birthed a community that I call it our community. It's a community that you can, if you train by me, it's when you can join, because we're trying to be very restrictive.
Yeah.
And that's how we formed the first Airbnb masterclass, which we were very happy. It was successful. It impacted people's business. And then from there, we went to the second one, where me and you were the people that had to show up. And
it's a story. I think in our first meeting, I think at Stonehaven, I just knew this meeting was divine, to be honest, divine orchestrated, because we're so like-minded, but also the mere fact that God told you to do this Airbnb masterclass, it just takes me back when I was so down. I was like, how am I going to cater for myself? I didn't have a job. I was seeking God, and God told me, Nyavo, can you start your Airbnb business without owning property? And then my next question to you is, how important is God in a business? Because you and I know, but it is important for other people to know that we cannot do this thing without God. It's a whole
If there is something I need to tell you, maybe the public does not know maybe about me. If there's, this, as I said, this is for Coach Happy, Pascal Mmila. Yeah. This is for the CEO of Ivy Rose Luxury Apartment and Mmila Technology.
Go CEO.
There is no CEO without prayer. There is no CEO without seeking God. I am saying this is my personal experience. You want to be part of it, you can take it. But Julie, I will not be here if it was not for God. I can confidently tell everyone. If you have seen me for the last 3 years.
Preacher.
If you have seen me for the last 5 years. There are people, recently I posted something and someone told me, if there is no one who believes in you, I've seen you from when you are struggling. Actually, she said when you are struggling.
Yeah.
I think I have that I remember the person. And I would like to read to people to understand where I am coming from.
Yeah.
I posted something and someone said, if there's anyone who does not believe in your story, I am here as a witness, because I saw you struggle through it all. Where you are now, I am so proud of you, Happy. So if you have seen the Happy of 5 years ago, it's not the Happy now.
It's not the current Happy.
And I cannot brag that it's because of my knowledge and it's because of everything. It is because of God. I am where I am because God was there for me, and I put God first in my business and even in my personal needs. And without God, I will not be where I am. I can confidently say this. Even how my mentor met me, that it's another story for another day, but clearly you would tell it is God. And God is important, because there are times we reach where the business has sucked out almost everything.
And it has told you just need God to
everything
come
out of you. Even the business people cannot even advise you and something makes sense. But when you have that time and you go and pray and you're like, God, I do not understand anything. I've reached a point where I do not longer see. I need wisdom. When you get the wisdom from God and then you go ahead at individual level, you put effort, you do research, you do action-oriented work, you are going to be successful. I've always told the people that I've trained on one-on-one, apart from you owning this Airbnb business, pray about it. I don't know how you do about you, but for me, God plays a fundamental role and growth and to who happy is today. And without God, happy will no longer be who the happy you see today.
Yeah.
And for the people who do not know the story, it's very easy for you to see the current happy and you're like, I think you're just lucky. I am not lucky. It's not just like that, because it's business. It carries all the heaviness that comes with it. All what you need to do, you ask, how is God important?
Yeah.
God is very, very important. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I can say this even when I was even when I've stood as a keynote speaker in meetings and ICT meetings, very big meetings, I still always say, without God, I'll not be where we are. And don't forget this thing of where you're like, I've prayed about it. It's gonna work. No. God has to be at the center of it. You have to pray. You have to do research.
Yeah.
You have to work. Because it said you have to work to eat.
True.
So you have to work. So don't be that someone who said, pray, things will work. No. You pray,
it's
you work, you do research, and you do everything that it takes. And believe me, from my perspective, I've seen God transforming me from a 5-figure earner to a 6-figure earner.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah, here it's from me. I have seen it from a 6-figure earner, and I cannot mention the figure, but believe me, from where I am,
I tap on your blessings.
I want actually more money, and God has to be at the center of it.
I'm honestly so happy for you. I think because you've gone ahead of me, I can literally see where I want to go. I remember, I think you're actually the first person that I told last year that I sense God telling me to start a podcast. I sense God telling me to start a podcast. And in my mind, I knew I wanted you to be my first guest. That's why I had to wait for you to come back from Tanzania. That's why I had to reach out to you like, happy, when are we making this happen? Please come through. So those who are already in the Airbnb business, you yourself, it's close to 3 years now. How do you manage difficult guests? Share with me an experience.
Oh my goodness. Now, for me to give you a physical, I think some of these few things have happened to me last month because I think somehow I need to use this as example for my next masterclass.
Please do.
Now, let me read for you some review from a very difficult client, and then I'll explain what really happened. Maybe let me just, this one will be quick. Let me just read something that it will give you a shock. Don't forget, as I'm reading this, I'm a super host. I have 150 review. So I want, when it happens to you, if you are an Airbnb owner, if it ever happens to you out there, you don't get discouraged.
True.
So, I receive, and this is after him. We have 5-star, 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 5-star. So I will, let me see, read more. I will go to the specific guest because it's not verified. Go. And we received a booking for 16 days.
Yeah.
And for us, we've hosted over 200 people. From your conversation, we can quickly know whether you are a complicated guest. A guest who is not complicated, they will ask for things, and then you provide them all the information. If they need everything, they will be respectful, they will be nice to you.
Yeah.
A complicated guest is entitled.
True.
I am coming to Uganda for 16 days. I want the hangers to be 20, to be 50. I'm coming to Uganda. I want this specific scent from this specific brand. When you start, we know, like whenever we have a conversation with you 2-3 times. So I tell my manager already, there's this client coming in. He's very complicated. Now, after this client being complicated, he arrives in Uganda and we have to we continue the conversation through WhatsApp because he's like, can you recommend for me the good places to be, all that kind of information. We recommend, we tell him, he texts at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I know I'm a super host, but again,
you need a break.
I'm like, okay, so we reply. So he goes ahead and say, I've done research about you on social media. I've realized you're a very powerful woman. And I always come to Africa to date powerful women like you. Already that's a turn off. I'm like, what do you mean dating powerful women like me? What do you mean? So I'm still at the point of difficult client.
Yeah.
Now, he continues to send his pictures to me. I'm not interested. When he talks about business, I reply.
Yeah.
When he talks about anything outside business,
yeah.
I keep quiet. I think he started to notice. Then because I did not want to go with what he wanted, the kind of relationship he was expecting me to
yeah.
have. So on the last day he calls me, he's like, hi, you know, I'm at this and this hotel. It's a 5-star hotel in Uganda. He's like, you know, you can actually come here and after sleep. That was when I drew my line. I was like, you know, this guest is very disrespectful, but you know, I am trying so much. So I refuse. So when I refuse, this is what he goes and writes. The photos were deceptive. It was too much smaller than I anticipated. However, it was clean and tied. It was clean and tight. The mattress was a little bit tough, but it was changed immediately because we offer orthopedics mattress.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our guests at times they have advised us
issues.
Instead of having, we come from a long trip, instead of having like a high density,
yeah.
please give us orthopedics. So we normally have orthopedic mattress, but if you want change, we change for you if you want a high density one. We don't have an issue. So, and an extra long key gone missing. I don't think this is true. This is not true. And he said they found it after I have been misplaced for most one day. He said the key was misplaced for one day. It's not true. Then where did he sleep?
Yeah.
And then he said, sorry, there were a few hiccups along the way, but keep going missing. And I returned from Ginger and I could not be located. They were found after they had been misplaced, after the cleaning staff. Electric went off at most one day. Electricity cannot go off in Kololo for one day. It can go off for a couple of times, but not one day. And then he said there were issues of internet and Netflix. Our Netflix account was not working. That's true for 2 days.
Yeah.
And we refunded him. He asked for a refund.
Yeah.
We gave him a refund.
Yeah.
And then he said, I must say these issues were resolved promptly. I had issues raising concerning the apartment is perfect for solo travel, washing machine, sofa lounge was very tough.
Yeah.
Guys, the viewers, my sofa set is an L sofa set. Make it make sense.
I know.
How
how
a 5-seater does not fit 2 people. Like, how big are 2 people supposed to be for it not to fit an L sofa coach? Because I want us to be honest. I'm just giving you an example of a difficult client.
Yeah.
And then this client goes ahead and rant about many things that were not true. So for a host out there, whether you are a man, whether you're a woman, you might say it happened to you because you're a woman.
Yeah.
But whether you're a man or you're a woman, be careful with guests who want to meet you outside for other extra issues. I always knock doors and greet my client, and a respectful client will just say, hi, my name is Happy, I'm your host. I'm here to check on you. Are you okay?
Yeah.
They'll say, hey, Happy, we're okay. Everything is fine. Thank you so much for passing by. If we need anything, we'll let you know. It is someone who needs extra thing. You can tell. Like this guy said, I went on social media and I looked for you and I knew I wanted to date men like you. So at times you will get clients who will not give you good reviews, not because your house is not good.
True.
First of all, he said deceptive. Deceptive means what he sees is not what he saw. Like it was. So I went ahead and asked him, what exactly did you find in the house that was not exactly as the picture?
Yeah.
He said, nothing. I said, what do you mean nothing? But you went ahead and write a review that it was deceptive. What do you mean?
It's so frustrating.
I'm like, what do you mean nothing? But you know, he said deceptive. Deceptive means I said I have a TV unit and you found an empty wall.
True.
I said the couch, the sofa set, I said it's an L sofa set for 5 people, and you found like a small couch for 2 people.
Yeah.
You know, I was very disappointed. How you deal with difficult client, remember to remain professional. I still thanked him. I was like, thank you.
Of course.
But clearly, someone who sees out of 100 review, it is only you that complain about the same thing, the same houses where people have stayed. It's only you. Any person in their objective way, they will be okay. They will read. And 2 guests after him, I even went and asked them, they're like, happy, no, the house, the side, and everything is okay. Everything you have in the picture. And the review after him are saying something different.
Yeah.
Because someone has ever asked me, do you pay people to write it? No, I don't pay any. I would have to pay 100 people. That would be a lot of money for me to pay for reviews. I don't pay. I treat them well, and they are the ones who write reviews for me. So number 1, remember to be calm. Remember to be professional about it. I know some people, this can put you off, can cut your wires, and you're like, you might, because you even have his WhatsApp number, you might want to abuse him and do. No, just, I remember my last message was, thank you so much for the feedback. We actually value proactive or good feedback about our company. But I feel like some of the things you lied about, they were not true. And I'm not interested in having more conversation with you. Thank you so much for being our guest. And I think in the future, we will not be able to ever host you in any of the property that is for Ivy Roads. Let it be in any country. We will not be able to host you based on the experience we encountered with you. From there, I never talk to this guy again. My conversation stopped. So remain professional. Accept the few things, the few hiccup we had for like power going off. We accepted it. For the internet, we had a hiccup with one service provider, which we immediately sent, because he highlighted that in his review. And another thing, when you have a difficult client, if you want to take a moment out, just excuse yourself, because some of these clients
are frustrating.
Oof, you might want to slap them. But because you are a business owner, this is your business. That's why it's important to train your team. I know my manager, when he's frustrated, when he calls me and he's like, happy, I cannot handle this client. I know they have annoyed him to the level. And now he's like calling me as a 911. So I always tell him, stay calm. And I tell him, if you feel your excessive pace, you can always let me know. I know when they have made you rich, I will call them. So remain calm. Stay professional. And if they are giving you productive feedback, it's true. Take it. Don't take it in an offense way. Take it and work on it immediately, because it helps the next guest to have even a better experience. And for those we have had feedback. Someone said we would like to change the wall and the tiles. And remember, it's rent to rent, so you can't do those. So you accept the feedback that you can change, and the ones that you can't really change, you thank them. And maybe telling them, maybe when in future Ivy Rose is owning their own property, we will make sure we consider your feedback.
Amen to that. While you were talking about this difficult client, you said Kololo does not have power issues. Okay, few, but like you mentioned about the power issue. So why Kololo? Why not Chanja? Why not Nakasero? Why not Naguro? Why did you specifically put your Airbnbs in Kololo? And why is location important for anybody who wants to enter into the Airbnb business? Location is very important. And before you put your house in any location, Google what Google says about that location. Because you're going, people who are coming, so my target audience are travelers, expatriate country diplomats that are coming in the country. So the country diplomat, the expatriate, they always want to stay around the high-end area of that particular city. Mostly the high-end area, which is close to town, close to CBD. So in this case, Kololo is one of those places. And when you put Kololo in Google, it's one of the places which is said with high level of security, surrounded by embassies. So security is good, it's quiet. And also, I sell Acacia Mall.
5 minutes walk to
the amenities.
Acacia Mall.
Yes.
I am selling amenities around me, because when you go to Acacia Mall, you find restaurant, you find shopping places, you find bars. So you have multiple activities to do. So one of the key things that you need to do when you're picking up a location, please Google your location before. And once you get, when you Google the location, who are your ideal guests? Define the audience. Profile for me. Who do you want to come to your property? Once you profile your audience, it will be very easy for you to say, I could put a property around Chireka Namambe. Who will be my target audience? The expatriates that are coming from abroad, working on roads, working inside the industrial, working on things. Those, we have clients who have stayed for 2-3 months for one of my students because they were working on the road and they needed to stay in Chireka. So when you profile your audience, it helps you to know which location are you targeting. Because also rent and the cost per day differs based on location. So if you say today, and also that location that you're picking, is it only about the location? I mean, Kololo, okay, good. How about your neighborhood? How is your neighborhood? Is the neighborhood welcoming? How are the road heading to your properties? When someone stands to your property, do they find small gangs that you feel like,
I know,
am I safe? It's my first time in Uganda. So there are very many things to consider under location. Location is very key. Look at safe places. Google will give you. And believe me or not, I've had conversation with most of my guests and they say, number one, we had to Google which are the safe area to live in Kampala. After we found the safe area to live in Kampala, then we looked for the reviews. And your reviews made us book your property. So you might want, as far as location is important, location does not come as a location itself. You could be in a safer location, but that safer location where you are, its neighborhood is a ghetto. So it makes your guests feel uncomfortable. So location is important, very, very key. Google the location. Let Google tell you what do the information around or the information available say about that particular location. Profile your audience to know who do you want to target. If you're putting your property in Chanja, who are you targeting? If you're putting your property in Mutungo, who are you targeting? And I think that will help you to make informed decision. I think when we're in this one-on-one masterclass is when we go deeper and explain to you the nitty-gritty of location. Because it's not just about the location. It's also about the neighborhood. And neighborhood is under location. It's not about just the location. It's about the roads that are heading to your property. Are they clear? Or you have to say, after a tree, you find a woman selling muogo. Now the woman in the red top, you take the left. After the left, you find like a small road. There are 2 middle.
I know. Location, so location is very
key.
Important. Thank you so much, Happy. Now, what do you have for us in 2026? I know. No, let me not mention it, please. Please, the floor is yours.
I am very excited for 2026. One of the things that we are going to do this year, we are going to have masterclasses again. So be ready. We will release the date for the first masterclass and for the second one so that you prepare and you save for the masterclass. Good thing is the fee is still 200,000. You will be able to attend the masterclass and interact with other hosts and be impacted in your business. But also this year we've added services into Ivy Rose Luxury Apartment, but also in Happy as an Airbnb coach. Before I only had the service of training you one-on-one, we're done. But this year, we're bringing even the service closer to you. One of the added service is we will be able to offer management of your Airbnb property. So if you're saying the communication happens, the service at 4 o'clock, client sends message, it's complicated, here and here, we are going to create a system for you and you can come at Ivy Rose Luxury Apartment offices, which are in Kisasi AAA building. And when you want us to manage your property, we have different package for you. And then we will manage your property for you. We'll make sure you are a 5-star host, but not just a 5-star, but a super host. And many other system that we are going to put. Others, I'm not going to mention them until we put them, but we are going to launch apps that are going to help Airbnb owners in Uganda or in Africa, because there are some apps that we want to use that simplify our job, and we want, when it comes to operation, they tell you geolocation. So being that I also have a background in IT, we will develop maximum 2 apps this year that are going to help the people, the host in the Airbnb environment, so that we can make sure we are able to compete with the international market, but also to simplify our job, not to become tedious as it is today.
Okay, that's beautiful. So I have 2 questions. You spoke about partnership with your mentor. So how does one get into partnership with you? Because I'm assuming our listeners would want to, I don't know, have a one-on-one with you on that front. 2, how does managing other people's property look like? Like, take me through.
Okay. So number 1, the first question was what?
Like how does one get to partner with you? Partner with you. Like, for example, me, if I want to benchmark on your already.
Unfortunately, the gap for partnering in a way that I would want to partner, maybe on other project in future, but currently.
Exactly, yes, on another project, maybe on the 15th property.
No, for the property side, we are locked. We are okay. We thank you so much. I know even when my interview at CEO Insights, when people reach out, they're like, we want to invest.
No, to invest.
No, not now, but I could guide you on how to invest.
No, because already you have the 4.5 star rate on Airbnb. And the most logical decision is, you know what, Happy, I can bring half of my money, bring half of money, list. I will be your co-host.
Okay, we're still building to understand that well, so that we make sure the people who are going to invest, we will have a good way of handling their money and their business. That part, we are still building as a team. There are still processes we are building to understand. But for now, it's not open yet. But we are still thinking, because we have had a lot of people reaching out to us. So we are still building.
I was actually thinking about it for myself.
We're still building.
Like, Happy is there. Like, Happy.
We're still building on that. Someone says, can I put up a property and use Ivy Rose's name? We are still thinking. We know also one of the things, I don't normally jump on things just like that, because I know there's a name, my company name, my personal name, and I have to really provide value when I make a decision. So once we have all that figured out, we will be able to come out to the public. And that's why you see some of the service to add into my portfolio have taken long, like to manage people's apartment. This was everyone. I will have 10 to 15 people reaching out to manage their property, but I used not to accept because I was not sure. But now that we are sure, at least we know what we can do into the market. The second question
how does managing other people's property look like? Does it mean you're going to put their property on your Airbnb? Like, how does that look like?
So what that is going to look like, if you come to Ivy Rose Luxury Apartment and you're saying, would like you to help us to manage our Airbnb. We have different packages, but our early starting package starts with $200. And so what we do...
Is that per month?
Yes, per month. So what we do, we manage your property. When it comes to communication, when it comes to the cleaning, when it comes to everything, when check in, check out, let it be there's an issue in the house, we will be able to sort that issue. Let it be a client has forgot their keys in a bar, and at 4 o'clock they're saying we need a spare key. It will be us to run on your behalf. So when we manage the communication, we manage your property for you. At the end of the month, you will also be able to see how much you've earned. We will also be managing. That means even the reviews, they will tell based on how we manage your property. So we will make sure you have good reviews. Your property, will make sure we set it up in a way. We actually do what is called an Airbnb audit of your property. We will check the title, the description, and everything. We will change it with you because it's your property. We'll change it with you to make it in a way that it can provide money for you. And once we do that, we have a flat fee of $200,000 at the end of the month. $200. $200.
$200. Not $200,000.
Not $200,000, guys. $200. Yeah.
So that's beautiful. As we wind up this whole session, what advice can you give your target audience? What's your advice?
My advice to people who are showing other people Airbnb can make you money in 3 months. I don't know them. I know some of them. Please stop telling people a lie. In 3 months, you're not going to be able to buy a Benz and go to Dubai for a trip of 10 days and sleep in 5-star hotel in 3 months. Airbnb is business like any other business. You need time to build it. You need trust to build it. You need credibility to build it. You cannot just wake up one day and you've made $20,000.
Yeah.
There are processes to follow, and even return on investment.
Yes.
It's not within 3 months. So make it make sense that in 3 months, I'll be able to make this exceptional profit that people are talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like from my perspective as a coach, we should be honest and tell people the truth.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time.
It takes time.
And when you take time and you have more than one property and you've grown your business, yes, you will make money, but not in 2 months, not in 3 months, sometimes not even in a year. You will need time to build your property.
True.
But also my word to other people out there who wants to start coming to the business of fully furnished apartment, Airbnb arbitrage, please go and get knowledge before you enter the business. Please. There are many coaches, as I said. Please reach out to them, go to them, or please come to me, so that we can be able to train you and tell you the nitty-gritty of the Airbnb business before you get your foot into it. Because currently there's a trend. You get into the business, it does not work, then you come for training, and then we revive your business. But instead of working like that, why don't you first get the knowledge? Get the knowledge, understand the business well, and then venture into the Airbnb business. And my last word is, guys, be careful. As much as the Airbnb business is growing in Kampala, the scammers level is also growing very, very high. Mostly for the people who are booking off the Airbnb apps. Please be very careful. And also people who are booking off the app for Airbnb owners, remember to get their national ID, remember to get the information. There is a high level of crime in Kenya than in Airbnb's properties.
True.
So imagine someone has been killed in your property. You have no name, no ID of the person who booked. You're putting yourself at risk. You're putting your business at risk. Anyone that comes and they book through the app, outside the app, make sure you have their ID, make sure you have their information, make sure you know where to find them, just in case anything happens. And be careful. Some people come off the app, they book your property, they go and remove everything, and you come back, there's nothing. So that's why you need a level of security. Can you give me your ID? Can you give us more information about you? If you're saying you saw me online, okay, you're booking, send me your details. And tell them these are our internal processes. You see, like the way you walk into a hotel and you need an ID. If you don't have an ID,
passport,
then they cannot serve you. It's the same process. They don't do that because they want your information. They do that partly because of security reason. Because if recently there was a socialite who was killed in Kenya, and the story is big, and the story is going on and on. And now the owner of the Airbnb, I read that story, was able to protect herself because she had asked for information about the person who booked. And the person who booked, she was able to cooperate with police and give them all information. And also there was CCTV camera at the gate to make sure who comes in and who goes out, just for security reason. Don't put CCTV cameras in the house, but put CCTV cameras at the point of entry and exit, so that people are able, at the point of entry and exit, so that in case of anything, for the security of your guests, but also for yourself, you need to protect yourself. Let it be there is someone who is killed in your property, you are liable. Where do you stand? Where do you pick yourself from? So security is very important. If someone is coming off the app, ask for their ID. Ask if you feel you are even uncomfortable. You can even tell them, please, when you come with it physically for us to verify that it is you. and follow your instinct. If your instinct is telling you this client, he gives you juicy money, but please avoid. Please follow your instinct. It's not a business strategy, as business people will say, but when it comes to this business, sometimes you can lose. You're better off losing some certain clients and keep others for your safety. So you're coming to an Airbnb business, know about scammers, know about the security, collect details, information for people who are booking off the app to save for the safety of yourself and the safety of the business.
One last more question. What does hospitality mean to you?
Oh, is it black and white? No.
Is it really black and white?
It's not black and white. I read a book by Will Gard and Unreasonable Hospitality. And he says, based on what he defines hospitality in the book, I really love it. He says hospitality is not black and white. Also, it's not one shoe fits all. Hospitality comes based on the guest. And hospitality is how we offer our services.
Is customization.
Yes. On how we offer our services.
The extra mile.
From the time someone book your property, they make a booking confirmed through the app. The first message up to the time they leave. How do they feel? How have you been offering your services? What are the extra miles you have gone for this guest? What are the customization of things that you've done in your property that made them feel? All that caters for hospitality, and all that goes deeper even to exceptional customer experience. If you have not read this book, look for it. It's called Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Gard. It's such an amazing book. It transformed my brain, how I think about business, mostly in the service industry, on the business like Airbnb. It has really, really, really transformed how I think about it. And please, Airbnb is not a business that people tell you, oh, you will be sleeping, money will come. I am here to tell you it's not like that. You're going to work. You're going to pick those calls. You're going to sort those issues. We are going to put systems, but yes, but you also have to put in the work. So all the time, people tell you don't have to do anything in Airbnb. I've been in Airbnb space for 3 years now, and you have to put in the work.
Yeah,
it's not like how everyone, they make it sound like
passive income. It's not passive income.
I refuse. Airbnb is not passive income. It is not.
It is work.
It is work. You have to pick those calls at 4. You have to speak to those guests. You have to be accepted. Someone has gone to a bar, lose the key. You have to accept the calls at 4, because who else do they call?
Yeah.
So Airbnb, I always say, is business like any other business. It takes time to build it. It takes trust. It takes credibility. And also it takes effort to reach to where you want to be. It's not a walk on the path that it's going to be easy, it's going to be flat. No, it's not like that. You don't put effort on your Airbnb, you will sell it. It will force you to sell it, unless it's your own house. But if you don't put effort, you will be forced to sell it. But if you put effort and you do the strategies right, you will be able to make money out of this business. And I guess from CEO of Ivy Rose Luxury Apartment to you, welcome to the Airbnb industry. And as I said, from one-on-one, I still run on my discount that I said last year of $150. But let it cross to February, I'll be charging
$200
for a one-on-one Airbnb masterclass. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a wrap. It's been an honor. I think one of the many things, but the most important one that we are so synced with is God. Like God in the business, God in the marketplace, God in entrepreneurship. And I can honestly, like, we are so synced in that way. I'm so synced in that way with you because I know how important God is. Like, it's not by might, nor is it by power. It's by the Spirit that Ivy Rose is the way it is. It's because of God. It's because of God that Kampala Spaces is here today, doing this podcast, just having this whole conversation with you. It's all God, and it's been an honor. So thank you so much for honoring this invite. I am so grateful, happy. I was very nervous. I was like, how am I going to, because this is the first. Usually in my videos, to be honest, I do voice notes. I do not talk. I talk, but not like live talking, yeah? And I'm like, oh God, how am I going to do this? But I am grateful that God has brought us to this day, and this episode is the first of very many. Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. I am so happy I'm here. And if I would say, keep doing it. You're doing a great job. If this is your calling and you feel like you're going to impact the real estate space, specifically for furnished apartment, I feel like we always have things that we want to do, but there are very few people who put into action and try to do. And I always say, try to fail, never fail to try. At least I'll be happy with the happy that tried and failed. And I will, rather than happy who didn't try and get to know.
True.
So always try to fail, but never fail to try. And I'm always happy with the happy that tries rather than the happy who has not tried.
Yeah, that's a wrap, guys.